It's Nolan. What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry. This is a live episode. We're going to be talking about the bombshell that just hit everybody last night. J. Cole bowed out from the battle with Kendrick Lamar live on the Dreamville Fest stage in front of 52,000 people, not to mention everybody that was tuned in on the Amazon live stream, not to mention everybody that ended up seeing the footage and hearing about it from last night up to now. If you are not in the room, make sure you get in the room. Be sure to share this video, like this video. Get your homeboy, your homegirls. Everybody needs to check in. I'm going to give y'all a little bit of time to get in here, but we're going to talk about this apology. We're going to talk about my overall prediction in the beginning of this entire saga, because y'all know I said a few things. A lot of the J. Cole fans, the Dreamville stands, and everybody, they did not take too kindly to my words. Although I'm a fan. I knew something wasn't smelling right in the kitchen. I smelled a little spoiled milk in the container. But nobody wanted to listen to me. Nobody wanted to hear what J Nolan was talking about. They said I didn't know hip hop. They said I don't know what I'm talking about. Shout out to everybody checking in the chat. Oh yeah. So before we even get started, what's happening? Nomel, Chanel, KK, Tyreek, Star, what's good? Be sure to like and share the video. Let some folks get in here. Before we get started, though, I do want to go ahead and give a big shout out to Miss Jennifer from Dallas. You should know who you are. She went out and bought my album Southside Nolan over the weekend. So, you know, every time we get that support, we got to play Lotto. This is going to give everybody else a couple more seconds to get in the room before we start talking about the subject at hand. Let's get it, y'all.
Ooh, yeah. Man, I done came up out the bottom. Ooh, yeah. Got fresh like I just hit the lotto. Ooh, yeah. They say money can't fix all your problems. Ooh, yeah. But I say throw it in my wallet. Hey, ooh, yeah. Man, I done came up out the bottom. Ooh, yeah. Got fresh like I just hit the lotto. Yeah. They say money can't fix all your problems. Ooh, yeah. But I say throw it in my wallet.
Yeah. Big shout out to Miss let me make sure I say your name correctly. Miss Jennifer from Dallas. I greatly appreciate you supporting the Southside Nolan album, contributing. Everybody that contributes to the channel gets their shout out, gets their lotto play. If you're not in here yet, you need to. Okay? Now, let's get into, again, I'm going to run it down for y'all. Dreamville Festival took place this past weekend, right? Big stage. They had over 52,000 people in the place at Dorothy Dix Park. I know this because I went last year and it was lit. J. Cole headlining last night, set the stage, had a lot of great performances. You had Nicki Minaj. She got up there and did her mother effing thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't care who don't like her. If you saw that stream, she was getting busy, right? I'm just setting the stage. They had Jeezy out there, right? Ray Shremmerd, all of these people. Monica, just one of them days. It was one of them days better believe it. You know what I'm saying? So we get halfway through J. Cole's performance. And midway through, as Boss is leading him on to perform some of the project, Might Delete Later, the new project, it seemed like Cole was already hesitant to get up there and perform those records, number one. But then, right when people thought he was going to do 7-minute drill to captivate the crowd, to get the people going, nope. J. Cole actually stopped and gave a speech in front of everybody, in front of 52,000 people in a packed place. Not to mention, like I said, those watching from the Amazon stream, not to mention those of us that have seen it later, issuing an apology, letting it be known that he is officially bowing out from the battle with Kendrick Lamar, battling out from the war of words, essentially bowing out from the big three conversation, depending on how you look at it. I'm not going to say that, but there's a lot of people that are now trying to find his replacement in the big three pantheon of hip hop, because this is so shocking, right? Now, again, I had a lot of J. Cole fans. We were talking about this battle. We were talking about this beef or whatever, however you want to label it. I said, I think Cole is too nice. I didn't understand why he got on that song going at Kendrick based on you know what I'm saying, the situation at hand. Everybody had been waiting on this showdown, and you get on there copping pleas, apologizing, asking God to forgive you if you got to take him out, saying you got tears coming out your face, trying to shoot him like you Wesley Snipes in New Jack City. Everybody thought that was just being too critical. Everybody said, "Nah, just wait. Nah, just this just a warning shot. This just a sample platter. J. Cole gonna come back and hit him with a haymaker. Just wait. Let Kendrick come back first. We're never gonna get that opportunity. So what now?" Again, I told y'all from the jump, I love J. Cole. I love Kendrick, but I always had Kendrick number 1A, Cole 1B. Let's get to the speech, y'all. Let's get to the real talk. You know I had to do this. Do a live on this after 5. Can't do it after 5 because we live right now. You know what I'm saying? But let's get to his speech. We can't tap dance around it. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. We can't tap dance around the conversation. Let's get to it, y'all.
I've been happy. I've been moving on my own accord, off my own desires, my own wants. Now, why am I saying all of that? All of that shit led me up into this point. 10 years later, after this song, I'm here. Here I am. I've been just chasing my shit. You know what I mean? Like following my dream and just trying to like head to the fall off in the way that I wanted to do it. And so I put out this project on Friday called Might Delete Later. I don't know how many people done checked it out or whatever, but I put this project out. And I swear to God, I'm so proud of that project because I know, one, it's just a lead up. It's just an EP that leads me up to this thing that I've been working on.
Where's Stat Clipping at? Stat Clipping been giving me problems the last couple of days. I had to pause for the cause record. Where is Stat Clipping? Bring that here. No Diddy.
For a long time, and I know the work it took to get to a certain type of skill level, and I love this shit. So that shit mean a lot to me, right? So I'm so proud of that project, except for one part. It's one part of that shit that make me feel like, man, that's the lamest shit I ever did in my fucking life, right? And I know this is not what a lot of people want to hear. I know I can hear my niggas up there right now like, nah, don't do that. But I got to keep it 100 with y'all, right? I damn near had a relapse, right? Because y'all heard some shit that happened 3 weeks ago, however long it was. Y'all heard that bazooka that was dropped on the motherfucking game, right? So all of this time of me moving on my own accord, for the first time I was tested. Why am I tested? Because I got the world and I got my niggas like, what you gonna do, Cole? My niggas like, boy, I must have had 1,000 missed calls. Oh my fucking God. Text flooded. I couldn't even answer my shit. Nigga, it's wartime. Boom, 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 right? Niggas want to see blood. And I was conflicted because, one, I know my heart, you know what I mean? And like, I know how I feel about my peers, these two niggas that I just been blessed to even stand beside in this game, let alone chase their greatness, right? So I felt conflicted because I'm like, bro, I know I don't really feel no way, but the world want to see blood. I don't know if y'all can feel that, but the world want to see blood. So I say all of that to say, in my spirit of trying to like get this music out, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I moved in a way that I feel spiritually feel bad on me. Like I try to like jab my nigga back and I try to keep it friendly, but at the end of the day, when I listen to it and when it comes out and I see the talk, that shit don't sit right with my spirit. That shit make me feel, that shit disrupts my fucking peace. So what I want to say right here tonight is, in the midst of me doing that and in that shit, trying to find a little angle and downplay this nigga's fucking catalog and his greatness, I want to say right now tonight, how many people think Kendrick Lamar is one of the greatest motherfuckers to ever touch a fucking microphone? Dreamville, y'all love Kendrick Lamar, correct? As do I. So I just want to come up here and be like, publicly be like, bruh, that was the lamest, like, goofiest shit. And I say all that to say, it made me feel like 10 years ago when I was moving incorrectly. And I pray that God align me back up on my purpose and on my path. You know what I mean? I pray that my nigga really didn't feel no way. And if he did, my nigga, I got my chin out. Take your best shot. I'm gonna take that shit on the chin, boy. Do what you do. You know what I mean? Like, all good. Like, It's love. And I pray that, I pray that y'all are like, forgive a nigga for like the misstep, and then I can get back to my true path, because I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Past 2 days felt terrible. Like, it let me know how good I've been sleeping for the past 10 years. So all of that to say, man, I wanna now perform the song that's a reminder to me of getting back on the right path and getting in tune with God. And the name of the song is called Love Yours. I wanna do that for y'all.
All right, people, just played the entire speech. Man, entire speech. So I want to go ahead and preface this before I really go in and say my piece on this. I want to say, as a person, as a man, as an adult, I understand J. Cole's apology. As a fan, I understand J. Cole's apology. If I look at him as a grown man in hip hop, seems like he's on his way out, as a matter of fact. Seems like this is the victory lap for him. And he decided to make a decision that he was going to be at peace with. He's not in war mode. He's not somebody that wants to really battle. He's not somebody that wants to go toe-to-toe with a Kendrick Lamar at this point in his life and his career. You know, all of those things. Mr. Family Man, I get all of that stuff, right? All of that is great. I get it. I respect it. I commend it as a person. But as a fan of hip hop, this got to be what? Hey, didn't there used to be a no bitch assness t-shirt that was out there? I don't know, man. I just feel like, and you know who released that t-shirt. But anyway, I was highly disappointed. I was watching the stream live last night when it happened. I was one of those people that was watching the entire joint, word for word, rapping the songs, watching everything. I loved when he brought out Benny the Butcher. The whole shit. But I was just trying to understand why take this moment. This is the big stage. This is the moment. The very least you could do was wait till Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? Let people at least marinate on your diss track. And cause let's be honest, some people were expecting J. Cole to address this at Dreamville Fest. I was actually one of the people that did not expect him to address this at Dreamville Fest. I thought he was going to do his set. I thought he was just going to run through his classics, run through the new album, you know what I'm saying, and just act like it didn't happen and let the fans go home wondering where he stood. I thought the element of surprise, being mysterious, the mystique and all that good shit, I thought all of that was going to happen. And we could have prolonged it and we could have guessed like, well, what's J. Cole plotting? What's next? But he went ahead and nipped it in the bud, man. He ain't even let the song marinate for 48 hours talking about a 7-minute drill, you know. And I got to be honest, as a hip hop fan, I'm listening to this Might Delete Later project a lot differently. When I hear him on Crocodile Tears and he's saying, I'm the one that niggas fear on the low ski, I'm like, who are you striking fear into now? The fear element is completely buried, right? And this is also going to make me, as a fan, listen to all of his music differently. The songs that are positive, great. The songs where he's talking about love relations, all this shit, 03 adolescence, all that shit. I ain't never did this before. No, all that stuff is going to live in its classic lane. But every song where he's boasting and poking his chest out, acting like the big bad wolf, he finna do this to this rapper, any nigga come against me, da-da-da-da-da, all those lyrics cease to exist in my mind. This is the same effect that a lot of people had when it was revealed that Drake had ghostwriters on one of his most lyrically potent projects where he was talking his most shit, laying other rappers to rest, basically inviting all challengers. If you're reading this, it's too late. That was the whole premise of that project was this is Trap Drake busting niggas' heads. He threw fucking Tiger under the whole school bus. And then shortly after that, it got revealed this nigga didn't even write that shit. It just removed all of the credibility of what he said on that project. I'm glad you said this. Who's trying to force him to be something that he's not? He was forcing himself to be something that he's not. Let's be very clear since we're on here live. I like J. Cole a lot. I love J. Cole. I'm a big supporter of J. Cole. I'm not going to stop listening to J. Cole. But when you say stop trying to force people to be someone they're not, have you not listened to his lyrics for the last 12 years. I'm just not sure that makes sense to me. The last 4 years, even more specifically, and lo and behold, he performed that song last night talking about, I'm going to go to hell if Jesus asked for a feature. What in the world? What would make a nigga, I'm still on this, what would make a nigga say I'm going to hell if Jesus asked for a feature? Meaning you going to burn Jesus on a song if he get on you with you. You're willing to blaspheme that far as a God-fearing person. But when Kendrick Lamar step up in the room, all of a sudden his stomach don't feel right. He can't sleep at night. His spirit is astirred. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying J. Cole is wrong for this. I'm just saying how it looks from the outside looking in. It does not fare well for him in the spirit of competition in hip hop. All of those lyrics about I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm gonna do this, I do this, I do that. Any nigga step to me, da da da. All of that shit is done for. It sound good, but now nobody believes it. How can you believe it when this is his first challenge in what year did J. Cole come out officially? 2010, 11? So he got 13 years of niggas being like, that's the nigga we don't mess with. You know what I'm saying? It's nice to do that. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, we don't believe it no more. What did Jay-Z say to Nas? We don't believe you. You need more people. It's over. You know what I'm saying? Again, I enjoy his music. I'm going to continue to enjoy his music. He's an excellent rapper. He did excellent rapping on the Might Delete Later project. He didn't do and the whole thing is, I told y'all he was too nice. I told y'all he really didn't want that smoke. I told y'all from the jump. I wasn't trying to force him to be anything. I said in my streams, he should have not responded to begin with. He should have let the Like That verse fly, right? And he could have, what do the other rappers do nowadays? They get on Insta Live, they'll acknowledge what's going on, but they may not rap about it. Niggas will go do Breakfast Club interviews. They'll pop up over here, pop up over there. They'll address it. Even Drake has done that with Rap Radar, where he may not necessarily diss somebody back, but they asked him about the Control verse with Rap Radar. He's like, that was a dope verse, but I still don't think he's crushing me in no type of way. You know what I'm saying? So it's all good. But y'all cannot act like this is something that we just applaud in hip hop. Kendrick can't even focus on Drake no more because Drake don't want the smoke neither. Drake has been hiding. Drake literally hid behind J. Cole. J. Cole stood up and put his hand in the ring. And then after the first round, he was like, bro, I don't got no more in the tank. I can't do this. So now that he's sitting down, Drake is back there like, damn, I'm not going at it with these niggas. I'm going back to the crib. So I don't know, man. As J. Cole focuses on getting the Fall Off out, it's gonna be weird. It's gonna be very weird listening to him because you know the Fall Off album is gonna be filled with those same boastful braggadocio bars, boosting himself up as the number one. If anybody want to challenge me, it is what it is. You know that album is filled with those types of bars. So it's gonna be very tough. Now, of course, the diehards, the folks at the Dreamville Fest, the people with the Dreamville hoodies in their closet, the people that have went out and bought J. Cole's album since his shit was released in Best Buy and all that stuff, those fans are not going to be fazed, you know? And there is a section of people online that are backing him up on this. Like, man, just let him have his piece. Let him, which I understand. Like I said in the beginning, as a man, as a person, I understand it. I commend it. I get it. But the whole thing is, why boost yourself up to this point? You've been gassing yourself. And then all of a sudden, when you get tested for the first time, like, people are out here accusing J. Cole of being transphobic because of his lyrics on the project. He didn't address that. He didn't take those lyrics back. He still has a song where he addressed No Name. He didn't take that song down. He didn't apologize for that record. He didn't say his stomach was hurting or he couldn't sleep at night after releasing those records. I'm just saying, I got to be honest. I got to be balanced. Even with people I like, I got to call out what it is, right? So that doesn't mean I dislike J. Cole. It doesn't mean that I'm no longer a supporter, that I'm going to write him out of the annals of history of hip hop, or that I'm trying to erase his contribution. But this is one of those moves that nobody expected. And in a space filled with bravado, this is probably the least strong. You know what I'm saying? Like, you turned away from a fight when you've been asking for it. So it is what it is, man. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, whatever I have to say about J. Cole's decision, whatever we have to say, negative, positive, whatever, it's not going to change anything. He's making the best decision for him in the space where he is in his life. I'm not mad at Cole. But I told y'all the other day, I said this was the last opportunity. So all the MCs out there, this is it. The big three is officially over with when it comes to competitive hip hop. Right? Kendrick was the only one that was willing to stand up, and he said, I was willing to take both of y'all. Drake didn't say nothing. He been out here in a whole Batman Forever suit on stage ever since it happened. J. Cole stuck his hand in the pot. He said it got a little bit too hot for him, so he removed it and got some ointment. So it's just K-Dot. It's motherfuck the big three. Nigga, it's just Big Me. Nigga bum. Right? We wanted the big showdown. We wanted the big battle. I wanted to damn near see a battle royale. And let me just address this thing, because Cole got on stage and he said that people wanted to see blood. As if we really wanted to see somebody's flesh bleeding. As if we really wanted to see these guys load up actual guns and go to war with each other. I don't think there's a single person in hip hop that expected them to go down a violent path. For them to go down a path that would lead them to crashing out on each other in a physical format. We just wanted to see the battle. And the reason why we wanted to see the battle is because you niggas chose to create that narrative. When you come out here and you talk about a big three and you say, I'm Muhammad Ali, you don't expect nobody ever to question that. When Ali said I'm the greatest, what did Ali have to do? Ali felt he had to defend his title. Even when he was past his prime, Ali was defending his title to his own detriment. But when you say you're Ali, that's the path that you're on. You could come out and say you're Diego Corrales. You could say you're Manny Pacquiao. You could say you're Sugar Shane Mosley, Roy Jones Jr. All these niggas took L's and it was cool. But you said you was the greatest. Got questioned on it. I don't want to hear no more MJ lyrics. You know what I mean? So now, J. Cole has copped his plea. He put his apology out there. He even stuck his chin out to say, if you still want to diss me, I'm going to take it on the chin, my nigga. It's all love, which is very classy, very sportsmanlike. But at that point, if Kendrick comes out and follows up with a scathing diss after J. Cole literally stuck his face out, said, I'm going to take it on the chin, that's a setup to make K-Dot look bad. Because if he takes that opportunity and still punches him when the nigga already got his hands behind his back, then niggas is going to say, oh, he's lame. He's trying to be a bully. Oh, he must really be a hater. Oh, this, that, and the third. So there's no way that Kendrick can even continue. It's going to make him look bad. Even if on his next album he had shots or whatever, he got to take them songs off. He got to get rid of them because it's like, damn, we was doing it for the sport. Niggas done changed the rules in the sport overnight. And now, J. Cole is even saying that they're going to take the record 7-minute drill off of streaming platforms. They're going to remove it off of Spotify, Apple Music. So basically, it's going to make you either buy it ASAP, or once it gets wiped, you're not going to have it no more. You know what I'm saying? They're probably going to remove it from YouTube. Hold on. Can you be a top rapper and dislike battling? You can be a top rapper and dislike battling. You could be Tyler, the Creator. I think that's a very valid lane for somebody to be in and be considered a top. No Diddy. Is Tyler, the Creator. He gets on songs. He does his shit. He does his concept records. He does his costumes. He does his looks. You know what I'm saying? Nobody puts him in the conversation of, the best rapper, but he's a top rapper, as in he's in the conversation. People look to him for influence. People listen to him. He builds a certain aesthetic. I think that's a very viable lane as a rapper, right? But when you come into this and you have 20 years of music damn near looking for a challenger, and then you finally find yourself in a position where you have to live up to that challenge, and you say, man, it's not sitting right in my spirit to be in this. That's cool. But niggas gonna get their jokes off. J. Cole literally said his homeboys were backstage looking at him like, no, please don't do it. They was hitting him with the Andre 3K. Reconsider. Read some letter. Chew on the subject. You sure, nigga? Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure it was hard for them to have his back like chiroprac. But it is what it is, man. We ain't gonna go that far. So at that point, hey y'all, Stat Clipping came to the stream. He said, you got it. I was wrong. Apologies are forbidden in hip hop. Big shout out to Stat Clipping, bro. Hey, straight up and down. I'm not even hating on you. I appreciate you coming here. I appreciate you finding the stream. Because that's very classy of you to do. Stat Clipping gave me a hard time all week leading up to this day. And Stat Clipping came through very classy. I gotta salute him. Let me see if I can find a clap for you real quick, man. Big shout out to Stat Clipping, man. Much love to you. That's right. I'm sure everybody wanted to see it. Cole got up there. He said the people wanted blood. At that point, I guess he started feeling like a Mandinka fighter. You know what I mean? And like, man, I can't do this. Y'all really want me to go at this man? He said he felt bad even trying to downplay Kendrick's catalog. That was a big debate where he was like, your second album put niggas to sleep, To Pimp a Butterfly. He said, man, I don't even feel right trying to get the culture to believe that this album was whack. And all you motherfucking folks that actually came out was like, see, someone finally said it, To Pimp a Butterfly is whack. He don't even believe that. So, it's all good, man. The funny thing is, if you have the time, if you go back and watch my 2 previous videos about this entire situation, not once did I say that Kendrick Lamar was going to knock him out. Never once did I say Kendrick Lamar was going to demolish him. I didn't think it was going to go nowhere because I knew J. Cole's personality would not allow him to go all the way. So every video that I made, every time that I spoke about that battle, I made sure to key in on J. Cole. Like, listen to what he's saying. Listen to his lyrics. Listen to how he's approaching this. Because I did not feel like he was going to go and commit. So that's all I'm trying to say. I never said that he was going to get smashed on. I was just like, I don't think he wants that. I don't think he wants that smoke. You know what I'm saying? And it is what it is. I feel you. Man, they was really coming for me. But if I lived for that outside validation, you know what I'm saying, of needing that apology necessarily, I wouldn't be me. Right? I stick to my truth. I say what I feel. based on my knowledge and history of hip hop, I give my assessments of what's going on. But I understand everybody's passionate. Everybody has their favorite, and people ride for that. That's cool. But I tried to tell people from the jump, I like both artists. I love both artists. I have both of their entire discography. I followed both of their careers from the very beginning. There was no line where I disrespected J. Cole as an artist. I never said he was whack. I never said that he can't rap. All I said was, this is a dope project. I don't care for this record because I did not like how he approached it. It felt like something was off. Come to find out, it was. He didn't even believe what he was saying. You know? So that's that. I guess the ball is now in Kendrick Lamar's corner, how he wants to handle it. Is he gonna come out and smack Cole while he hold his face out? Or is he gonna come out, shake his hand? Is he gonna even do anything? Kendrick might not say anything at all. He might just let it rest until he's ready to come back out with new music and act like it never happened. He might drop a Heart Part 6 where he talks about this whole situation. Maybe he'll talk about how it happened from his perspective on how he saw things. We saw him on Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers talk about when Drake and Kanye mended fences or whatever. He was slightly confused. You know what I'm saying? Guess he still has some growing to do. So it will be interesting if he comes out with a Heart Part 6 and talks about everything leading up to this time, like how he felt when First Person Shooter dropped, how that stirred him up in his spirit, how he linked up with it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's what he would do, but it would be interesting if he gave us a little bit of a glimpse into how he's been perceiving this entire thing and addressing it in that way rather than coming out and doing a diss to Cole. Because if he disses Cole again, he's going to be looked at as a bully. He's going to be looked at as a tryhard. He's going to be looked at as a lame ass nigga that don't know when to stop. And I don't think anybody wants to see that. What you mean, why is Kendrick heavily criticized, but we moving goalposts for Cole and Drake? Who's moving the goalposts? And where is Kendrick being heavily criticized? I don't sit in those areas. I feel even before this, there was contempt for Cole's personality. People seem genuinely irritated by his honest, humble demeanor. They say he's too nice, like it's a bad thing. I don't exist within those spaces where people criticized him for being a nice guy. Maybe in the trap, you know what I'm saying? In the hoods of America where they going to the niggas that want to wear Balenciaga shoes and shit, them funny ass looking folks. Maybe they felt that, but I don't think any sensible hip hop fan felt like he was too nice. I never saw that as an issue. The only issue I've ever seen people have with J. Cole was in the early to mid stages of his career. They felt like his music was boring. They felt like he wasn't catering to the entire crowd of hip hop. He was just a backpack rapper that got success. I saw that, but I didn't see nobody saying that. We can't let Drake off. I don't like the way he let Cole take the hit like that. I mean, to be honest, I didn't expect any different. I said the same thing in the beginning. I said he's going to let Cole jump out because Cole is going to be... I knew Cole was going to feel compelled in some way to say something because nobody tried him before. So, matter of fact, and look, nobody's asking for Cole to not be your guy. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you're going to like who you like. The music is going to be the music. You like the beats. You like the lyrics. For some people, this is going to make them like J. Cole even more because this is one of those be the bigger person type situations. But I don't understand how you could be the bigger person when you kind of invited that energy. But we've talked about that. There's nothing else going with that. So a beef that's not settled. Let's get into that. A beef that's not settled is Meek Mill and Wale. And it seems that things took an interesting turn last night after WrestleMania was over, where Meek Mill actually saw Wale in the flesh. They shook hands. And next thing you know, Wale has a picture, a photo that's out with, quote unquote, one of Meek Mill's ops. Okay? And we when we say ops, we're literally talking about somebody that's out here trying to throw Meek Mill under the bus. There's this guy named Dean, and Dean is a former Dream Chaser. He was recently kicked out of the Dream Chasers crew, and the first thing he did among getting kicked out was come out and try to say that he was abusive towards Nicki Minaj. He talked about how he allegedly kicked her out in the cold when they were together, left her out in like some wooded area behind a house or something like that. He also came out and tried to make it seem as though Meek Mill has some sort of hidden beef with 21 Savage, and tried to say that they had some type of hidden issue. So he's been doing interviews, he's been putting out content, trying to throw Meek Mill under the bus. Next thing you know, he's linking up with Wale. Wale and Meek Mill have had a checkered past. Of course, we know they were both signed to MMG. There was a portion of their career where they weren't cool, even though they were in the same crew. Meek Mill had released one of his albums, and he felt like Wale didn't tweet it out. And this is during that time in hip-hop where tweets were like very paramount. If you were cool with somebody, you would change your profile photo to that person's album cover. You would definitely make sure that you send out a tweet linking to that person's album. If you had all your allies, that would definitely help you maximize your potential reach and maximize on your sales. So he was like, oh, dude been hating on me. That was an issue that they had. They've since gotten back cool and fallen out once or twice since then. And today, things came to a head, of course, like I said, because Wale and this guy, Dean, have a photo together. And Meek Mill saw it and decided to completely jump out the window. Okay? So, let me see if I still got this photo in my bookmarks. Meek might have deleted it by now. Looks like Meek deleted it. Damn. But basically, in so many words, Meek Mill says that he would have made it WWE in the crowd if he knew Wale had a problem with him. He started making threats, saying that he wants to go to war. Y'all trying to put my stuff in jeopardy. Everything that I've built up in my life and my career, y'all are trying to take me out. So Meek Mill is feeling some type of way. He also addressed the Cole and Kendrick situation. He says, Sonny Digital came out and said, y'all really would rather the greats beef instead of making music together. Crazy. So Sonny Digital, producer from Atlanta, trap producer for many legends, he basically is saying that everybody wanted to see this battle instead of seeing them make music together and be legends. Meek Mill comes out and says, I would rather Cole and Kendrick do the historic album, throw shots on the same album and eat off it. It's only words. They smart. It won't be violent. Why everybody pushing beef? When you on that, they say you crazy, the burning house. So he says one way that they could have resolved it was put all their diss records or put all of their harsh words on one album, one collab album. They could have songs together, have songs going at each other, whatever. Put it on one project, split the profits, and monetize off it that way rather than letting the media and people run with it. I kind of think that it could be a cool concept, but it will also be one of the corniest albums ever released. So that's the two-sided fence that you have with that. And he says, why everybody pushing beef when you on that type of energy? They say you crazy. No, they say you crazy when you on that. Don't put that on everybody else, my nigga. We got Chasing Cash, who's a reputable producer in the game. He says niggas on here saying whatever they can to make sure they don't lose those free backstage passes. So Chase basically feels like niggas is copping pleas on behalf of whomever they talking about so that they don't lose access to the artist, not really saying their true feelings. Meek Mill comes back. He says a lot of people get mad when you speak up how you want because they can never speak up. They only do what they can and got to play a role to even get around this shit. He says all this shit came around me. It's different and I'm not chasing none of that other shit no more. Furthermore, he says this shit ruining the black culture. They can't mentally understand it. It's like how they control the lab mice' brains by reactions. I hope we catch it soon. I lost a few family members looking at this phone too much. He continues, the females been being more solid than the males nowadays. Why is it men doing tell-alls and pick link-ups? If you don't like me that much, go at me. This is another direct reference at Wale. He says, I was raised in jail and in Philadelphia. How did y'all forget so fast? Y'all not listening to my raps. I been this way. I never been normal. The fuck? I have boundaries like every other American, but shit not sweet out here. Why y'all acting like it? Wale then jumps in the chat. He says, when you get in other people unserious drama in the industry, 90% of the time, they be back friends. Eventually. And then you look silly in the end. So I love minding my business. If a photo can create such vitriol, one has to ask himself some questions. Happy Monday. So Wale says, if a picture can make you that mad, you got to question yourself. Why are we talking about Meek? Because I put them in the photo and I want to talk about all of the beef going on at the same time. If you don't like it, I apologize. That's your issue. But we're talking about what's going on in the community, period. What else do you want me? What else do you want me to say about Kendrick and Cole? To be honest, what more is there to offer? There's no more competition. There's no more battle. Cole backed out. If I jump out here and start discrediting Cole's whole career, dissing J. Cole, if I come out here and say his contribution to hip hop is now null and void, I end up looking like an idiot. So what more would you like me to offer on the subject? Names Amine says, Nolan, where did Wale go wrong? When he first came in the game, I thought Wale had the potential to become one of the top rappers in the industry. Personally, I would say Wale was one of the top rappers in the industry at one point. I was a big fan of him as well. I remember him from the mixtape days before he signed with MMG. I remember him before he signed with Interscope. I feel like Wale didn't necessarily go wrong. I just think his style was not created for long-term mainstream success. I don't think that was ever in his cards based on the way that he raps, based on his accent, possibly, based on some of the rhymes that he forces, that rhymes that don't even rhyme, and the way he does it. I think some people don't really care for when he gets in his poetic justice bag. I think he has a few different things that are against him. Not to mention, fans didn't like his attitude when they seen him in public. They felt like he was a very brazen and smug individual, and hip hop and just music and entertainment in general is bestowed upon your likability. He didn't really cross the likability chamber, so he reached where he got. I think he did an excellent job based on where he was able to go, though. Rhonda says, Cole needs to write a diss verse and send it to K-Dot. Do a diss record together like Michael Jackson and Paul McCartney did on The Girl Is Mine. I know y'all still want to hear I know y'all want to still hear bars. I know y'all want to still hear what Cole could do if he got in his angry bag. It's over, people. The show is over. It's done for. We got to put it to bed. It's not going to happen. I think you just reporting some facts and J. Cole is acting like there's some sort of bounty curse in hip hop. It happens. Let's see. Based on what Wale just said, Meek Mill says, I ignored this because if this was true, you would be in danger. But now I see you. Okay, so there was a guy that was a couple guys actually that have been plotting against Meek Mill, trying to make him look bad, slandering him in interviews, etc. So this is why he's mad at Wale linking up with these guys. But he says, I ignored this because if it was true, you would be in danger. But now I see you around guys that's on full Meek campaigns. I get you. I wouldn't have done that. What? I wouldn't have that you. Okay, I wouldn't have done that to you and made you uncomfortable around my family the other day. That's why you tried to post Mike, but hate me. Mike as in Michael Rubin. You know, Meek Mill spends a lot of time around Mike Rubin. He comes back again. He says, I'm on to you. When I seen you at Fashion Week, you was drunk speaking on rappers with 200 models in the room. Your energy was off. Let me know so we can solve this immediately if you feel a way about something. Furthermore, He says, if I call Glizzy and he say, yeah, that's a different level of danger I have to access with you. I just didn't ask because I'm more developed and I know you a hoe. Damn. But believe I found out any of this true. If I find out any of this true, I'm on you. He says this why the rap game schooled a lot of niggas be having these. He can't type to save his fucking life. God damn, you write raps, but you write illiterately. These niggas be secretly having jealous vibes. You can't do songs or tours with them. He's always been jealous of me, but trying to link with Meek haters intentionally while they kill all his relationships. Don't come around again with bad energy. He says, with all this advice, I hope y'all have y'all lives in order. So people coming to Meek Mill trying to tell him what to do. He says, if you speak on me, you may get 500,000 clicks or views in a day or two. It's a bad long-term plan, but I get it. It makes sense for the losers. He comes back and retweets that and says, speak up, pussies. Damn. He keeps going. When I met Wale, he got beat up at his birthday party in D.C. Got his teeth knocked out. I jumped in because a celebrity like him invited me. I was violating probation in D.C., risking my life. To find out he never liked me will make you angry. That's just me, though. So he's basically saying he risked his freedom to come support Wale at his birthday party. He was already on probation, shouldn't have been in D.C. to begin with. He saw Wale get beat up, get one or two of his teeth knocked out, chompers. He jumped in to save him, and now he feels like Wale don't remember those times he's betrayed him. I think that's somewhat fair. If that's true. Meek Mill then comes out and jumps on DJ Academic's back because DJ Academics did go off. I think some people may have expected me to go that route, but if you know me, if you know my content, you know that's not my lane. But he snapped off. Actually, let's play some audio from this clown. This nigga was screaming at a mic in an isolated bedroom somewhere in his home. Here's what DJ Academics had to say about the J. Cole thing.
Fuck nigga when he been told you he had no passion for this shit. He ain't got no passion for this shit. You convinced this light-skinned nigga with no passion to come back and rap like he the best, but he not about it. Soft as baby shit. Then y'all gassed him up. Oh yeah, no, I think you're the best now. You're rapping the best. This nigga's pussy. Facts. Nigga, friend, fault, nigga. It could be my mama who dropped that Kendrick verse. I'm giving her the beats. Fuck is you talking about?
This nigga said it could have been his mama. He would have dissed her.
This is hip hop. What the fuck you acting like you and Kendrick are lovers? You acting like it's Meek Mill and Diddy. Fuck nigga when he...
Okay, so this is where he gets involved. He said you acting like it's Meek Mill and Diddy. So Meek Mill responds. He says a white man pays him to disrupt the rap community. Which white man is it? We gonna start bucking on them too. We must identify who's powering these guys. Interesting perspective. Then he doubles down on his Wale got beat up situation. He says, this was before phones came out. I went with young Chris. What you mean, iPhones? You mean smartphones? What you mean by before phones came out? He says, I went with young Chris, who's actually a good friend of Wale's. He says, only me, Coon, and Matt jumped in. Y'all got a friend named Coon? Fuck going on? Only me, Coon, and Matt jumped in. I stayed quiet, but soon as he got around me, my aura made his demons shake. I tried to be cool with this lame for Raw's business. I would have been treated him. He says, I don't believe no Diddy story once they lied about me now. Anybody try to SA me, it will be a bang out on the spot. Why would you use such a word? That is a no Diddy moment. It will be a bang out on the spot. How y'all don't know that? I don't care, but y'all confusing my son. He's 12 with people saying this dad is gay. It's sick out here. So F it. Someone else jumps in his mentions and says, hey, Meek Mill, are you currently in the market for a publicist? So somebody's trying to jump in and get like, hey, do you need a publicist to help you? Because you seem to be crashing out. Meek Mill responds, I've been my own publicist my whole life. That's how I got big like this. It's actually, what? Warlong, this nigga can't type to save a motherfucking bug's life. Acting normal. Wait. What the hell are you trying to say? He's basically saying being normal is beneficial to him. That's why these people started following us, right? To get in debt with our lives, right? What? He says, I might delete these tweets later. J. Cole reference, might delete later. He says, I started off with triggers, but if you're not into tech nowadays, you will be behind in life. I like computers better than guns. Guns really hurt people. I play with them guns better than the computer, though. I just choose not to, only for defense. How a nigga trying to clap another guy and say, a guy from Philadelphia did it too. I want all the evidence to come out. I'm not part of the freak or coke part of the industry. I'm not a heathen. How did I get in this convo? Because I'm changing laws, holding major influence. So he believes that he's being targeted because he does help people get out of prison and help try to get laws passed to, with this whole not using rap lyrics in court stuff. He says, y'all choose to watch rap battles and gossip. I watch Gaza, Israel, Haiti being torn apart. I watch the state of people really poor in life. Some think I'm different. I think they're clueless to real life. But hey, who am I? Y'all do coke. I don't. Some gay. I'm not. He says, I have 50 guns, my boy. I'm doing content soon to show y'all this COD shit we have. We need to read more info before speaking. So this is why people don't really like Meek Mill. He, from one side of his mouth, he talks about reform. And then the other side, he talks about COD type shit. Says legally, yes, it's whatever. If he ain't got nothing else to say about the Wale situation, I'm not going to read no more. He says, I almost feel bad knowing so much while my people fooled. It's like letting a house burn that's yours. One day y'all going to get it. I'm going to go back to real life how I do. If you see me in traffic, you'll get it. I'm fine. He says, I watched Nip constantly overlooked for years over rappers because what he represented. Soon as he went up, he passed away from violence without protection from blacks and got acknowledged after concerned me because bro been representing all that. So he's basically saying nobody really appreciated Nipsey Hussle to the fullest extent that they could have while he was here until he was killed. Now everybody wanted to treat him differently. I do believe that to be true in many ways. I saw that happen in real time. It's not something that you can really talk about at length without being looked at like some type of gatekeeper, like you never wanted to see them take off anyway. But yeah, that's where we at with this. So that's this. Do you think Uncle Prince will stop this second battle with Kendrick? What second battle? You think Drake and Kendrick are actually going to engage in this? I don't. I think Kendrick will embrace a battle with Drake with open arms. He's already been throwing shots at him for 10 years. I don't think he's going to duck any smoke with Drake. However, they're not going to have a battle. If you listen to the music, you listen to their albums, you're going to hear shots that are aimed in the other direction, but there's not going to be a situation where nobody says nobody's name. There's not going to be another situation where they're doing interviews and talking about how this person's song, how this person's song made them feel. None of that. We're not going to get that battle that you're looking for. That's dead. Meek got to chill his projects before we're too hard for him to ruin his legacy off Twitter fingers. Hey, man. I'm just giving y'all the news. You feel me? I'm just giving y'all the news. That's where we at right now. J. Cole bowed out of the battle with Kendrick, said his apologies. said, if you got anything else to say in this battle, I will gladly take it on the chin. You can say whatever it is you want. It's all love, no hate. It's all good. The ball is in Kendrick's court to see what he's going to do next. We have Meek Mill crashing out on Twitter as he always does. This happens every 4 to 7 business days. Wale seems to be the target right now. Wale's playing it pretty coy, not saying too much about this situation as it stands. He really only made one statement and let it be. It's going to be interesting to see where things go from here. If Meek Mill is going to address this in any of his diss records, or if he has a new project coming, you know, I'd hear him out. I would, because a lot of people have thrown him in the Diddy situation. There was a video, or not even a video, but just some audio circulating around online where idiots really thought that it was him and Diddy having a sexual encounter. The shit was fake as hell, but people are spreading it around like it's real. You know, I do feel for him in that scenario where people are trying to besmirch your name, make you look bad, or spread jokes about your sexuality that aren't true, but you have people that are willing to feed into it just for online enjoyment. I think that shit is weird. So even if I don't necessarily think Meek Mill is the most savory character, I don't want to see nobody go through no shit like that, especially when he says his 12-year-old son is confused because he's now seeing all of these things circulating online about him, and it's like, Dad, what the hell are they talking about? I can never imagine being in that position where your child is asking you about some false allegations or some shit about you, and you know what I'm saying? So when it comes to that, I fully empathize. Big shout out, Davis. I appreciate it. After Cole's apology, if you listen to 7-Minute Drill, it could easily be applied to himself. So you saying it's a diss record to his damn self. Damn. Stat Clipping says Cole's next move, retirement. I don't think you're wrong, as a matter of fact. In other Dreamville news, Cole actually was on stage last night saying he didn't know how many more Dreamville fests he had in him. So the Fall Off is supposed to be the final project from J. Cole, which is why we've gotten so many other projects in the meantime, right? Ever since KOD, we've been getting little Love Yours or Yours Truly EPs, the off season, Might Delete Later, all of this stuff of him just trying to get all of his raps out of his system before he finally gives us the Fall Off, which is supposed to be the bookend. It's supposed to be the stamp before he walks away from the game. So I don't think you're wrong with that. And again, he says he doesn't know how many more Dreamville Fests he has left in him. So I don't know if Dreamville Fest will cease to exist or if it's going to continue in his honor and in his name, but he's no longer going to be the headliner or on the stage. He's going to pass it down and let others take the mantle while it's still affiliated with him. That's going to be interesting. If you paid attention to the new album, Might Delete Later, you would also notice that this new project was released under Cold World. His former projects were released under Rock Nation, Dreamville, Universal. This time around, it's just Cold World, Interscope. So he's making some business changes. I don't know. He may have re-upped on a deal. I don't even know if he still wants to be the head of Dreamville when you come out with a new label and you kind of dissociate from it. He might be walking away, period, and letting Eve run the business, run the whole Dreamville mantle. I don't know. The Fall Off is not done, but it's supposed to drop soon. He keeps saying it's coming soon. So I don't know if it's done. We don't know that. It could drop in 2 months. It could drop in the fall. We don't know. That would make sense. The Fall Off drop in the fall. Even though he had to take this L, you can't deny his pen has gotten better and better, and the Fall Off going to be fire. No, that's an absolute truth. I mean, he has gotten better. He is one of those artists that has improved over the time, over the period since he's been introduced to us in hip hop. His pen has gotten sharper. He's introduced more styles. He's gotten on much more variety of different beats. He's taken his talents to other people's songs who have their own style, their own way of rapping, their own genre, so to speak. And he's excelled in those lanes alongside with them. Nobody would say Cole is whack. Nobody would say he ain't dope. But whew, we just gonna have to see what his next move is. Kenny Mac says, why is Meek going at Wale? Meek is going at Wale because Wale was posted up in another nigga hood like a bad chick with somebody that Meek Mill don't like. Let's just put it that way in simplest terms. He been bought his masters, actually. He bought his masters back in 2021, if I'm not mistaken. He might have bought the masters of the music that came out since then, though. Ooh, that is a great question. Will this affect the sales of the fall off? I'm going to be honest. I do think that there is a substantial amount of people in hip hop that are not going to support that album. Do I think it's going to hinder him? No. Cole has a core fan base of people. He's always sold at least 200,000 every time he drops. He at one point was in the 400, 500,000 first week margin when he dropped. This new project with no promotion, just dropping it as a surprise release. They're projecting it to do 160,000 with no promo, no nothing. So the fall off, I think, is going to do a minimum of 160 because just with no promo, everybody, his fans, he has a big ass fan base. The fact that he could pack out a festival of 52,000 people, and a lot of those people that were at that festival seemed uninterested in those artists until J. Cole got on stage. So even if you came there to see Nicki, even if you came there to see 50 Cent or this person or that one, at the end of the night, everyone was there to see Cole. Abenu says, I don't really listen to Cole or K-Dot unless it's a banger played on radio, so pay me no mind. Neither am I a Drake fan. I don't care how lyrically these guys are. So who do you listen to? Who is, if you listen to rap, who is it that you listen to? And that's not to discredit anything that you're saying. I just want to know, like, what lane is your taste in? People say that they're gonna listen to the album anyway. Niggas is mad today, but they gonna play it. Wale had a show in WrestleMania, not behaving like Drake. He was in Philly for business. So, I mean, Wale, I think he's gonna continue to put out music. He's still been dropping here and there. It's just he doesn't have the machine behind him no more. Meek Mill actually made reference to that. He said he's burned all of his relationships. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's something that he said. It's crazy, man. But I mean, I'll tell you what. I'm going to listen to the fall off. I'm going to play it. But I am going to have some side eyes when I hear him talking that best rapper shit. I'm not going to lie to y'all. Every time I listen to any of his music and he start pumping his chest like he big dog on campus, I'm going to be like, I'm a snicker to myself. I'm going to keep bumping it. I'm the one that niggas fear on the low ski. You sure? Okay. Like, that's what it's going to be. Shit. Chanel says, do you think that Cole's speech could be him playing possum to bait Kendrick? No. That would be, no, absolutely not. Cole literally came out and said this was the lamest shit that he's ever done in his life. So if you come back and renege from saying that this was the lamest shit you ever done and you want to come back on some sneak diss, on some Ric Flair, jump on the ground and act like you hurt, then punch a nigga in his nuts, a lot of people gonna look at that like some sucker shit. Don't act like I don't make no sense though. You say you bump Future and Jeezy, so you listen to trap music more than anything. Okay, where you from? You ain't got to tell me the block you from. Just tell me the city. Yeah, man, this shit wild. This shit wild to me. What's this? Even 6ix9ine and Jack Harlow will have bars calling themselves the best in their raps. Everyone talks that talk. No. Yeah, of course. But who's listening to 6ix9ine? I mean, that was a pretty bad example. Everybody says they're the best, but when you actually get up the hill and you become the best and you still talking like that, you got to prove it at some point. And he seemed like he was ready to prove it. I mean, I don't think there's no reason to even cape for J. Cole at this point. He bowed out. We respect him for bowing out, but it does add questions to what he's saying. That's the position he put himself in. We didn't place J. Cole in this scenario. We didn't do this. We didn't pick him up out of bed like no G.I. Joe. We didn't take his ass to the studio. We didn't write none of his raps. So as much as I understand, accept, and commend him for his statement, I'm not finna act like J. Cole is a victim. So that's that on that, y'all. Like, let's just, for those that jumped in late, let's just listen to what Cole had to say one more time, shall we?
Except for one part. It's one part of that shit that make me feel like, man, that's the lamest shit I ever did in my fucking life, right? And I know this is not what a lot of people want to hear. I know I can hear my niggas up there right now like, nah, don't do that. But I gotta keep it 100 with y'all, right? I damn near had a relapse, right? Because y'all heard some shit that happened 3 weeks ago, however long it was. Y'all heard that bazooka that was dropped on the motherfucking game, right? So all of this time of me moving on my own accord, for the first time I was tested. Why am I tested? Because I got the world and I got my niggas like, what you gonna do, Cole? My niggas like, boy, I must have had 1,000 missed calls. Oh my fucking God. Text flooded, I couldn't even answer my shit. Nigga, it's wartime, boom, 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 right? Niggas wanna see blood. And I was conflicted because, one, I know my heart, you know what I mean? And like, I know how I feel about my peers, these two niggas that I just been blessed to even stand beside in this game, let alone chase their greatness, right? So I felt conflicted because I'm like, bro, I know I don't really feel no way, but the world want to see blood. I don't know if y'all can feel that, but the world want to see blood. So I say all of that to say, in my spirit of trying to like get this music out, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I moved in a way that I feel spiritually feel bad on me. Like I try to like jab my nigga back and I try to keep it friendly, but at the end of the day, when I listen to it and when it comes out and I see the talk, that shit don't sit right with my spirit. That shit make me feel, that shit disrupts my fucking peace.
When he said he relapsed, so in the earlier part of the speech, because this was a much longer speech, like everybody's kind of playing the same little area, but he talked about when he put out Forest Hills Drive, that was like him finally getting that peace with himself, breaking away from the industry, breaking away from the standard. This is also, of course, Cole entering his, of course, with his locks phase. He stopped really trying to worry about how he dressed. You saw him more in sweats and t-shirts than you did see him trying to like get overly dressed. This is shortly after he made that appearance at the BET Awards where niggas convinced him to wear a Versace suit or whatever, and French Montana had the same outfit on. DJ Drama had the same outfit on, and I think Brandon T. Jackson also had the same outfit on. So he went through an unlearning process where he was like, yo, I'm giving up the industry games. I'm not going to do anything to try to be accepted. I'm not going to do anything that doesn't feel right with my spirit. I'm going to go by what I like. You know what I'm saying? He also stopped trying to make quote unquote hits. He wasn't reaching for radio anymore. So all of that is what he's talking about when he came out of that thought process. And then when this Kendrick Lamar situation happened, he found himself back in that situation where he felt like he was being pressured by outside opinions, and he was in a stage where he felt like he had to prove himself again. So that's what that relapse was. I totally get it, but again, in the scope of hip hop, it does feel a certain way. Nigga said, I remember you was conflicted, misusing your influence. At times I did the same. Left me with left me with feelings of deep depression. Damn. He did respond to Kendrick after Control, but nobody even listens to that song. How am I doing a lot? I'm replaying it for the people that didn't hear it.
So what I want to say right here tonight is, in the midst of me doing that and in that shit, trying to find a little angle and downplay this nigga's fucking catalog and his greatness, I want to say right now tonight, how many people think Kendrick Lamar is one of the greatest motherfuckers to ever touch a fucking microphone? Dreamville, y'all love Kendrick Lamar, correct? As do I. So I just want to come up here and be like, publicly be like, bruh, that was the lamest, like, goofiest shit. And I say all that to say, it made me feel like 10 years ago when I was moving incorrectly. And I pray that God align me back up on my purpose and on my path. You know what I mean? I pray that my nigga really didn't feel no way. And if he did, my nigga, I got my chin out. Take your best shot. I'm gonna take that shit on the chin, boy. Do what you do. You know what I mean? Like, all good. Like, it's love. And I pray that, y'all are like, forgive a nigga for like the misstep, and then I can get back to my true path. Cause I ain't gonna lie to y'all, the past 2 days felt terrible. Like, it let me know how good I've been sleeping for the past 10 years. So all of that to say, man, I wanna now perform the song that's a reminder to me of getting back on the right path and getting in tune with God. And the name of the song is called Love Yours. I wanna do that for y'all right
now. All right. So that's what we got from J. Cole, man. His apology, his official bow from grace when it comes to the Big Three battle that everybody wanted to see. We all was willing to buy tickets to it. You know, I had an interesting perspective. I was wondering, I honestly thought niggas was gonna battle it out for this year, go back and forth for a little bit, and eventually, towards next year's Dreamville Fest, they would squash it behind the scenes. And he could bring Kendrick out on stage and they would perform together. That was the storybook ending that I had in my head. Unfortunately, we didn't even get that far. We got 48 hours of entertainment and the show is now over. They said the revolution will not be televised and the power has definitely been cut. Now, Mont Dog, I do got to refute that a little bit. To say he made a whole album with shots, I don't co-sign that. I feel like Might Delete Later was already complete. The only song that really had direct shots aimed at Kendrick was 7 Minute Drill. That's what I believe. I don't believe that those other songs where he's sending shots at rappers, I think those were just random. I said it the other day. Cole goes crazy at anonymous niggas. And I don't mean that in no disrespectful way. I'm just saying that's what I do too when I'm in the booth. You know what I'm saying? But it was just a weird timing. So I understand how it may seem like he was just taking shots at Kendrick the entire album, but I do not believe that to be true. But yeah, y'all, all the expectations we had of this huge battle is over with. We got to cancel it. We got to find something else to be entertained by. We still have JT and Glorilla beef, I guess. We still have Nicki Minaj Megan Thee Stallion beef, I guess. We got Meek Mill and Wale. It don't stack up as sexy as J. Cole versus Kendrick. You know, that seemed like that was going to be very entertaining. Two of the Titans. But, you know, I guess we just got to watch the Tennessee Titans when football season come back around. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Become an insider. I want to give a big shout out to all of my insiders who've been supporting me all this year. I want to give a big shout out to everybody that's contributed to the channel. I want to give a big shout out once again before I go to what's your name? Miss Jennifer from Dallas for supporting the Southside Nolan album. If anybody has heard Lotto or heard my song Let's Get It and y'all liked it, be sure to check out the Southside Nolan album because it's filled with songs just like that. Well, not just like that, but in that vein, similar vein, those vibes. So be sure to check that out. I want to give all the love and respect to everybody. I will be back shortly with some new content. We got some more stuff to roll out today, but I wanted to go live with y'all and talk about this Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole situation because we went live the other day. This is a great discussion. I'm glad to get everybody's perspective. Although we may not all agree, we all got to respect each other and life is going to go on. Like Glorilla says, at the end of the day going to end. All right. I'm going to catch y'all later. Y'all enjoy y'all day. And like I said, I'll be back shortly. All right. Much love and respect, y'all. Peace.
King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rags. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more to survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef on computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. With drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.